And what I like about that game is it seems like the bonus frequency is pretty solid. Like only that one time we lost $11,000 playing it in Atlantic City. Yeah, but we went. Yeah, so you can always lose on any game. And I think one of the things that is important, and I wish I could do this myself, when you're getting wrecked and it's just not happening, you just need to abort the mission.
Right, but I also think that the way people are playing these new games is they're like, I'm gonna wait till I get the bonus.
Yeah.
You gotta at least get to the bonus, right? So like I think the way it starts out in the old days was just steppers, right?
Yeah.
Now it's all about the bonus.
Oh, it's all
bonus.
bonus.
I'm gonna keep playing until I at least get the bonus. You might lose in the bonus.
The second screen bonus is the greatest invention of all time for the slot business.
I agree with you.
The greatest
Because
of
it
all
keeps
time.
them chasing it. It doesn't mean the bonus is gonna be good. In fact, on my day in the life video, I made a slight error where I said those must-hit buys for the bonus means you're gonna win. You're not necessarily gonna win in the bonus. You're just gonna get the chance to get to the bonus. You may nothing in the bonus.
Well, I mean, there was you talked about Buffalo Link on your video, and you showed the counter and whatnot. And then a friend of ours had found one someone left it at like 1,693.
That's Betty from Oklahoma getting ruined.
But
on a $500
on a
bet.
$500 bet. So he walks up and he sees a 693 at $500. Almost
1693.
What was it?
16.
Yeah, 16. That's what I said.
No, you said 693.
Okay, 16. 1,693 Buffalo at $500 a spin. He literally almost had a come apart. He was so excited. Played it and lost how much?
20.
5 figures.
Yeah, he lost 20 grand on a 1693. So there are no guarantees in gambling life.
Yeah. Even unsure things.
Do we see an area where Vegas Met does bingo or live Keno at some point?
Let's go.
I think that we're having a lot of fun with events and stuff like that. I mean, I filmed a video with the outfit. I was the host of a popular online game called Crazy Time, or I was the makeshift host.
Yeah.
And if it's fun, we could do just about anything. I love interacting. Like our fans, like I used to say in my sales career, I was like a lot of that kind of work. Your vibe attracts your tribe.
Yeah.
It's shocking to me how cool the people are that we meet. We took a cruise. We have a Discord group with like 20,000 people. We took a cruise. 118 people came on that cruise. They were all awesome. Like I felt like I think it was like a reunion of good friends. And so if you said, hey, do you want to host bingo night, and we co-promoted it and got a bunch of people to come down here and play bingo, I guarantee it would be fun.
Right.
I play bingo on cruises. And I like bingo, but I don't think it really matters. I mean, I just like having fun.
That's right.
And I think most people, that's the allure of Vegas. That's the allure of gambling. Gamblers tend to be optimists. I think it's a wonderful group of people. And whenever you can get together, whatever the case may be, even we just had a meet and greet in Atlantic City. What do we have? A few hundred people on Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's kind of a testament. They didn't care. It's Mother's Day. I'm going to go meet Vegas Matt and the team. And we just sat around, had cocktails and food, and shot the breeze, and it was an absolute blast. So yeah, bingo, sure, anything, Keno, you name it.
Keno's kind of a dying game, but bingo's where it's at.
I saw your bingo room. Is that one that again, like me, like everyone else, I watched your video, the entire thing.
Yeah.
And that bingo hall was packed.
It's our secret weapon. I tell everyone because no one else wants to do it. They all think
It
it's
used
got
to
no.
be everywhere in Vegas.
It was. I mean, it hasn't been for a while though. Binions tried to do it about a decade ago, and they realized how hard it is to build that customer base, and they gave up on it.
I remember coming to Vegas with my parents, and that was one of the things that they would do. It's like, okay, we're going to be there. It'll be blackjack tonight, and tomorrow we'll go play bingo. It was like a thing in Vegas.
It was a thing. Yep.
But there also used to be a coffee shop in every casino too, and
Right, and a
that's hard
buffet.
to find now.
Yeah, you're not getting many
Well,
buffets.
EJ, I mean, when you were in your early 20s, I remember you and your old girlfriend used to go play bingo, and you loved it, right?
Yeah, it was fun. I mean,
You did?
yeah,
I'm not making this up.
Yeah, no, it's kind of a fun activity with a few
Yeah.
friends. You go,
Yeah.
you get 2 free drinks when you buy in for $15.
Right.
And you can use the daubers and play. I never win with the daubers. I always think the machines
Electronic?
win. Yeah, the electronic ones always end up winning. But it was fun, and it's an hour of good time for very cheap.
So you just mentioned winning. I got a lot of people telling me still, incredibly, that RNG, random number, maybe WBG, you're the guy to speak to this. But
Yes.
They still think the slots are fixed. They still think that we can turn on the switch or we can do anything we want to these machines. What's your take on?
I think certainly in Las Vegas, in a regulated casino, they're 100% fair.
Yeah.
I've never felt that they were not. I mean, if you gamble long enough, you're going to go through all the different cycles. You're going to go on days where you feel like you cannot lose, and there's going to be days that you feel like you cannot win. And
Right.
in the long run,
But it's RNG. It's a
Yeah,
random number
exactly.
generator, and the built-in hold is anywhere from, I guess, video poker could be 1% up to max of about 14%, and that's it.
yeah, that's it.
There's no secret.
I mean, you can look
switch.
I mean, you're the best person for that. You look at your reports at the end
Right.
of the year, right? It's your theoretical hold is 12%, and you're holding 12% or 8%, and it's going to come in very, very close. I suspect.
Every time, but no matter how many times I tell people that, they don't believe me.
Yeah,
They don't believe me. I did see you guys did a deal with FanDuel.
Yeah.
Is that for slots
FanDuel
or
Casino.
FanDuel Casino?
Yeah.
So why do you not sports betting? Although you are sports bettors as well.
Not much. We're not really. I don't know anything about sports. It's kind of funny. I mean, I did know who Gronk was when we played with him the other day, and he's a very cool cat. But I mean, other
Gronk
than like,
being Rob Gronkowski.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I thought everyone knew, but I don't really know a lot about sports. But we do make occasional sports bets just for fun. You know, interesting topic on like RNG and hold, talking about all this stuff. And I noticed, you know, you talked about it. You talked about Buffalo Link, et cetera. You know, it's interesting because we got a lot of grief when we did the deal with FanDuel Casino. You know, people, oh, you sold out. It's like we don't ask for stars. We don't sell our audience. We just ask our audience watch us, and
Right.
and then the rest they care of itself. And we never did any deals with any of the unregulated casinos. But FanDuel Casino is one of the only regulated casinos. They're only in 5 states. Great company. And the return to player.
Only in 5 states
They're only
casino.
licensed.
where iGaming is legalized.
Yeah.
right?
So like Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Michigan.
I think they're in 5 of the 6. I think there are 6 states that have iGaming.
Right. Yeah.
And
I
they're
should
in
know
5
there's someone on the board of a company that does exactly this. I should know how many states have
Yeah.
iGaming versus sports betting, but I
Right.
don't off the top
But
of
it's
my
so
head.
it's just like
Who's like those famous podcasts where you can Google like state or what? Can you Google this stuff?
Oh,
Am I Jamie now?
yeah.
what's the guy's name?
That guy
Jamie.
that's on
Jamie,
Joe
right,
Rogan.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, one day I'll get on that podcast. But to your point about our return to player
Yeah.
and so forth and hold and whatnot, and to your point about, you know, regulated, like you say, Las Vegas is completely fair. And I feel like that the regulated casinos, like FanDuel Casino, the RTP, they post on every single game. If you look under help, you can see the return to player. And the return to player on those online games is very, very good compared to the land-based casinos. And, you know, like I was playing a 6-ball, 3 to get the free games game, you know, very similar to Dragon Link online. And the return to player was 96.1%. What do you think the average Dragon Link return to player is here in Vegas? You have any idea?
Probably 9.5%, 10%.
Yeah, so like 90 versus 96.
Yeah.
If you have, that's amazing. And then the other thing that I find that as an influencer that I think is important is for people to realize that, you know, there are different casinos that are more friendly to the player than others.
Of course.
And I think it's going to get more and more competitive. You know, because you guys can adjust the machine. You know, you could take from an 88% to it. Like the manufacturers give you a window, and there are some casinos that I play at that really like turn up the volume for the player. They're still making a really good return. These guys are both looking at me. Is that okay to say? I mean,
I'm hanging on your words.
is that? But I mean, that is true. There's different. Like if you walk, one casino might have an RTP of on a game of 92%, another one might have 88%.
Yeah, I think casinos have different philosophies. Some are low hold and low benefits, free play, things like that. And others, they have a little bit higher hold, but they give it back to you with comps and free play and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but part of it is, so there's been a big debate lately that downtown Las Vegas is tightening their slot machines. And it isn't that. It's just, you got to look at the mix of games. Like video poker is what skews that. So if downtown removed a bunch of video poker, which we have, then downtown looks like its hold is going up, but it's just got less video poker than the strip. So it's just a blended hold percentage. It doesn't necessarily mean that all the games are tighter in downtown. Quite the opposite. just.
Gotcha.
I enjoy educating people on this stuff,
Yeah.
you know, and it's not
Well,
like
you educated me on the way up here. Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
no, I mean just like things like video poker, like people don't even know how to. Like I didn't. I was playing big for most people's definition, and I still didn't notice the difference between like a X, like a 6-5 and a 7-5 pay
Right.
table. And it's a pretty big difference. And if all other things being equal, if I can play one that has a better return to player, I'm going to play the one that's got a better return to player. And so I think it's fun, and I want to keep the casinos competitive, and I'm an advocate for the people.
You're a man of the people. You told me on the way up here that some of the casinos are getting rid of the must-hit buys and the advantage play games. I haven't heard that yet, but
Well, what do you think about that, WBG? Like, how like we were talking to that one casino owner, and they were talking about how they were just taking out all those games. Like, what is your philosophy, or I mean, your opinion of should they not have those? Like, what do you think about that whole advantage play thing?
I think sometimes if they have too many of them, it can ruin the experience for just your normal gambler, because they just don't. The average gambler doesn't get to experience all the benefits across the play of the game, because people who know a little bit more might come in and take those bonuses, like on the Buffalo links, for example, that you showed on your video, right? If player A knows that they're going to lose less if they play it when it's 1,200, then
Or
Do you think that the average person even knows about those things?
I don't think so.
No, they don't.
I think 80% of the people have no idea, and then in the other 20%, there's a range of knowledge.
Right.
Because it's like a delicate balance. Like I remember when we first got started, I would have been scolded dramatically for even talking about the concept of advantage play. But there's other people out there that's all they do is post advantage plays and teach advantage plays and so forth. And
Right.
it's becoming more and more common knowledge, but still the overwhelming majority of people just walk up and push button.
Right.
So I don't know, like the educated consumer. I think I like it. I would be crushed if you guys took Buffalo Link out. It's my favorite game by
No,
far.
we're not taking that out. No.
Yeah.
It is your favorite game?
I
think that's the number one question. So when we put out, like, for our anniversary of this podcast, who should we have on? You were like the most requested person by far. Which is how this actually came to be. Although we probably were trying to get you, but you're too famous for us these days. But everyone will say, you got to get Vegas Matt, you got to get Vegas Matt.